I'd like to start this video off by saying I am not a financial advisor. Should you choose to invest in Bitcoin or any other asset, do your own research or seek the advice of an actual financial advisor. Now, I have us here on Bitcoin's 1 hour chart, just to take a look and see exactly what the price action has been doing over the past day or two. And as you can see, we did, bounced off the support, and then we ended up falling through it and hitting the secondary legacy trend line and testing it as support, and then we got a nice bounce off there, but then we ended up going right back down and we fell through it and we got another bounce. There's still a decent amount of selling pressure in the market, clearly, and we are likely to break down from here. But as you can see, the moving averages seem to be holding us down there. Like I said, there is a possibility for us to fall down to the $8,000 support here, probably 8,200. But everybody's banking on well, from what I've seen, a lot of people is banking on the 8.2K area. But on a good note here, well, we did in fact fill the futures gap that was at 8.5K, and so that is no longer on the radar. There is one down at 7.7K. Personally, I don't think that one needs to be filled. It is a very, very small gap. And, well, to add to this, as we go, after the block halving happens and we start our trek in the upwards direction, there's going to be weeks where, there's going to be some days that we have some massive surges. There's going to be a lot of those, especially when we get up to into the year 2021, when we're really taking off. I don't see us coming back down after every weekend and filling a gap. I just don't see it. I mean, yeah, likely we're likely to fill a couple of them here and there, but I don't see us filling every single gap on the way up to the 100,000 or 200,000 or 500,000 price peak, whichever one we actually make it to. At a certain point, every gap will be filled, and that is the point from Bitcoin's new all-time high to its next bottom after its bear market. Every gap that was on that ramp up to its peak will be filled all the way down to the bottom, but any gap that's left open below Bitcoin's new bottom will likely never be filled again. So I can see the gap filling trend either coming to an end or slowing down. It's not going to be 95% chance of filling a gap, but it'll likely fall to like either a 60% chance or maybe even a 50% chance of filling the gap. So as far as the gaps go, as far as the 7.7K gap that we have down here, I don't see any reason that it needs to be filled. So yeah, moving on. Okay, as far as out on a daily, not much has really changed as far as Bitcoin's price goes. I mean, we've been dropping. Bitcoin did seem to bounce down here around 8.8, 8.6, 8.5. Actually, Bitcoin, yeah, I already brought that up, that the gap was filled. But this is looking more and more likely that this is going to be an inverse head and shoulders as opposed to the cup and handle pattern. Even if we bounce from right here, this could be enough to count as the inverse head and shoulders. But some people might still say it's the cup and handle pattern, that we broke back into the handle of the cup and handle pattern, and then they'll call this the breakout area, and then they'll go from there. I'm sticking to the inverse head and shoulders. Yes, the Chinese pump was a bit unnatural, but an inverse head and shoulders is an inverse head and shoulders. It is, and this one is a massive inverse head and shoulders. It spans from October all the way till fucking almost March. And actually, by the time it completes, it will likely extend probably halfway out into March, maybe even reach April, maybe. My prediction for the potential for the price to be between 12 to 15K by the Bitcoin halving still stands. I have not backed out from that prediction yet, and with this inverse head and shoulders or the cup and handle pattern, either way, they would both have a breakout target that would bring Bitcoin's price roughly to $14,000. So that fits right in with the prediction here. And as we get closer to the halving, the closer we get to the halving, the more likely Bitcoin's going to surge, because media is going to start covering it more and more and more as we get closer and closer and closer, and that will bring more waves of people in, because they'll see the fact that they'll hear Bitcoin halving and they'll think price pump and they'll start buying. That's basically it. A lot of people are likely to not do their research, despite the fact that they're supposed to do their research. They will probably not even know how to do any technical analysis. They'll just see Bitcoin's pumping and they'll just click buy, and that's it. Then of course, when the Bitcoin halving happens and the price doesn't immediately move after that, a lot of those people who didn't do their research and just went and just decided to buy because they thought they were going to get a Lambo within a month, they sold. And so Bitcoin's price will likely have a bit of a crash after the halving, or maybe even during the halving, and it may lead. I mean, it's not. I don't see a straight down crash happening. I see something maybe like what we maybe not like. Actually, it could look something like what we're dealing with right now, like maybe kind of like a parabolic crash down by like maybe $2,000. I could see that happening. If we're at like $14,000, I could see it crashing down to 12,000. Or if we're at like 13,000, I could see it crashing down to 11,000, and then we're continuing on from there. Either way, that's a good trading opportunity if that sets up. Of course, if you're going to actually if you're going to try to play this trade, you better make sure you confirm that the drop is going to make sure you confirm the drop before you go actually selling. Don't sell and just guess that it's going to drop, because that could lead to, for all you know, it could just end up not dropping at all, and it just continues on up or continues sideways, and then you just kind of like jumped out of your position for no reason, and then you'll be kicking yourself in the ass because you didn't try to at least confirm the drop. So before you take any trade, actually, you always got to confirm the move ahead of time before you actually place a trade. Like for example, if we break out this bull flag up here, if we were to break bullish, you would want to wait until we actually broke out of the pattern, or even set a buy order, a certain price above this bull flag, so that way when it breaks out, it would automatically buy it. And just make sure you have a stop loss right below the top of that bull flag, so you don't really lose your position or lose too much money should that be a fake out. But of course, you can always confirm that with volume, because usually during a decent breakout, there's a nice spike in volume that comes along with it. So always confirm your trade. Always confirm the price action. Always confirm that. Always wait for a confirmation. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Always wait for a confirmation before you actually go jumping in a trade. Don't go jumping in just on a hunch or guessing. And just always, yeah. If you have a strategy, always stick to it. Now, okay, I'm starting to get sidetracked here. We're gonna go on over to CoinMarketCap, see what's going on. But first, basically, to recap what I just talked about here, well, besides the trading tutorial there, basically, I'm expecting us to either drop from here or to maybe bounce from here. But either way, it will likely turn into an inverse head and shoulders, and with a breakout area, with the 10,500 being the breakout area, and a $4,000 breakout price. So that breakout target would be roughly $14,000. So needless to say, I'm bullish on this. So I'm bullish long term. I'm bullish. Hell, we're dropping. I'm still bullish. Fuck it. Now moving on to CoinMarketCap. Yep, there's definitely some red in the air today. Well, not in the air, but yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. Bitcoin is down 2%. Ethereum is down 2%. XRP is down 2%. Bitcoin Cash down 4%. Moving on. Bitcoin SV down 4%. Litecoin 4% down. EOS 3.5%. I think EOS actually had something recently. I forget exactly how much, but they actually burnt some of their supply. and they actually plan on decreasing their inflation rate from 5% to down to 1%. So that may actually have a decent effect on price. So that would definitely be something to watch for. Yeah. Anyways, moving on. Binance Coin is down 2%. Tezos down 2%. Chainlink up 6%. Well, Chainlink and Tezos were Chainlink and both Chainlink and Tezos are doing pretty well. They're either pumping or they're holding their place. Chainlink or Tezos only dropped 2%, so that's not too bad for it being for an altcoin. And Chainlink, of course, pumped 6%, despite everything else being red. Cardano's down 4%. Monero's down 2%. Stellar 3% down. Tron 2% down. Huobi, I can never say that right. 5.89% up. So yeah, basically the market is just mostly red. That is what we're getting from this. And Bitcoin dominance is sitting at 64%. So when this drop happened, obviously Bitcoin acquired some of its market dominance back. So if we do get a bounce anytime soon, likely this dominance will start dropping again as the altcoins start pumping. Because when Bitcoin pumps, at least that's been the trend this year, Bitcoin pumps, the altcoins pump faster. Well, yeah, basically that's yeah. All right, now let's see if there's any news worth looking at here. Okay, so yeah, that's right. It's the end of the month, so the CME Bitcoin futures are in fact expiring later today. So there could be a market reaction from this. At the end of every month, there does seem to be some major volatility when the CME futures closes or expires. So we're going to go down in this article, and yeah. The open interest on the CME Bitcoin Futures Exchange will be expiring in just a few hours. Most are expecting it to be a catalyst for a major market move. Bitcoin futures are set to expire shortly, which is in turn is expected to cause further volatility. Some are anticipating that shorters will be shaken out, but it's currently unclear how the market will be impacted. So basically here, a lot of people are expecting a short squeeze. I couldn't even circle the whole damn thing. Short squeeze. There we go. I circled it. Okay. Now, should this happen, well, given the fact that a lot of the market, a lot of the global market has taken a beating like a motherfucker, if Bitcoin has a short squeeze and starts fucking surging towards the upside, and people that are literally anywhere, and if they have access to Bitcoin and they see it surging, or if the media starts covering it and saying that Bitcoin's surging while everything else falls, that could cause a lot of people to migrate towards Bitcoin and cause that price to even surge further and further and further, and that could be enough to potentially break that neckline on the inverse head and shoulders that seems to be forming. So this is definitely something to watch. We'll just have to wait and see. Yeah, so I can leave this. I'll leave the link to this article down in the description below. And I don't think there's anything else I got for you guys. So yeah, there's nothing else I have for you guys today. Just be careful out there. I mean, these markets, they aren't themselves today. There's still just too much fear in the markets. Bitcoin, they say when there's blood in the streets, that's the best time to buy. So do keep that in mind. With that, that is all I have for you guys today. I will see you all next time.